Welcome to the Schluter-Systems Tips and Tricks video series. I'm Andy Acker.
And I'm Aaron Woodruff.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about our power module. Now we have a power module in our product line for all our DITRA-HEAT family of products.
Correct.
And the question is often asked, why do we have it and when would you use it?
The reason why we have the power module is if you wanted to add additional cables that you want to run off of one thermostat, you can extend the floor by 15 amps by using the power module. And so it would be used for larger floor applications.
Oh, okay. So if you had a real large floor and you wanted to run it all by one thermostat,
correct,
and you exceeded the 15 amps maximum that a thermostat can handle, that's when these come into play.
Yes.
Okay, so a dedicated circuit to the first thermostat,
Yep.
and that can't exceed 15 amps.
Correct.
And of course, each one of the cables draws a certain amount of amperage.
Yep.
So if you exceed that, the whole idea is, if you want to run it off of one thermostat, that's where the power module comes into play for the additional pieces of the floor.
Correct. And then the thermostats will be controlling what the power module does through a low voltage wire.
Okay, so they're just hooked together via low voltage.
Correct.
Okay, so both the thermostat and sensors all go in a UL listed housing,
Yep.
these junction boxes like this. And then each power module will have its own dedicated circuit
From the service panel.
from the service panel, not to exceed 15 amps.
Correct.
So you could actually do a very large floor, control the whole thing with one thermostat, and have multiple power modules.
Up to 16.
Wow, that's quite a few. Now, these run on both 120 and 240.
Yep.
Okay, so you have the same one for both of those applications.
And then the only thermostats that you can tie a power module into is the DITRA-HEAT-RT and the R, which are the programmable and non-programmable
The two
thermostats.
we have examples there.
Correct.
Okay, so what if we had a really large floor, but it also maybe had a doorway or walls between them? Is it a good idea to use one thermostat there?
No, that's where you would want to separate and then zone and use a different thermostat to control that area.
Okay, how about if it was a large floor without any doors or walls? But maybe that isn't always the best practice to have just one thermostat control that big floor.
Correct. Generally what I tell my customers is if you're doing large areas, and let's say if the areas are multi-use or you're only using certain areas on the weekend, I would say run it off of different thermostats. That way you can control that and it's not on throughout the entire week.
Okay.
Another option would be, let's say if you have different sunlight coming in through different sides of the house or which way windows are facing, that could tell that the sensor wire would be heating up a little bit differently in certain areas.
So even if we have a very large floor, there's still one sensor wire that's telling the thermostat what the whole floor is doing.
Correct, and that thermostat's going to dictate what the power module is going to do.
So there's a good reason why you might want to run a large floor on more than just one thermostat.
Correct.
But if you do want to run the floor off of one thermostat and it's very large and it exceeds 15 amps, that's where the power modules come into play. So there's the tip on the power module. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. If you'd like to see any of our other tips and tricks videos, please visit our YouTube channel or our website, schluter.com.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.